This tutorial will assist full-time faculty with completing their 2018-2019 self-assessments in the Cornerstone system. As a reminder, if you have not already done so, you must add your 2018-2019 goals to the Cornerstone system before you may start your self-assessment. To begin the self-assessment, we first must log in to Cornerstone. We can access Cornerstone via Cougar Web. Once logged in to Cougar Web, click on My Workplace. See Cornerstone under Organizational Effectiveness. Once you log into Cornerstone, you will see your assessment under your action items. After clicking to launch the self-assessment, you'll see a window that pops up. It shows you all the steps in the performance appraisal process down here at the bottom, and on the left-hand side you'll see a roadmap for the different pieces of the self-assessment. Click Get Started to begin. The very first portion will be to complete your teaching load. Now, this can be done by downloading the teaching load file. This is a blank version of the teaching load that can be saved to your desktop. You can add in all of the courses that you taught, as well as all of your course releases and extra service agreements for the appraisal period. It's a good idea to go ahead and have everything that you're going to need for your self-assessment in a folder on your desktop. In this case, we already have one prepared with a teaching load document. So I can go up to Options, Attachments. I can then drag and drop the file over, and now my teaching load is loaded into the system. Hit Save. At the bottom, you'll need to click Yes to confirm that you have in fact attached a teaching load document. Once that file is attached, hit Save and Continue. Again, before beginning the self-assessment, it's a good idea to have everything written out in a Word file. If at any time during the self-assessment you get interrupted, you'll need to make sure that you scroll all the way down to the bottom to hit Save and Exit. Again, if you should be interrupted, make sure that you hit the Save and Exit button. The faculty competency self-assessment is 4 key areas, the first being teaching. The Council on Excellence criteria for teaching are listed. Essential performance factors are listed, and then you have the option to add all of your comments into the system. I have a Word document prepared with all of my comments. And now I'm going to go about copying and pasting them into the system. The next criteria is advising and supporting students. I will copy and paste over my bullet points. Next is professional development. And lastly, college service. As a reminder, this self-assessment is critical to helping your associate dean or director rate you for all of the essential performance factors for the year. So please make sure that you provide accurate and complete comments in all of the sections. Because this is a training demonstration, these comments are very brief compared to what you will probably be providing. If you want to, you do have the option to bold, italicize, underline, change the font size. You can add numbering. You can indent or center. You can certainly also change the font or font size or even the font color. So I'm going to hit Save and Continue. The next step in the self-assessment is to add comments related to your review of student evaluations for the courses you have taught. And again, you'll have much more to say. This is just a demonstration. Hit save and continue. On the next page, you have a reminder to verify that you have added comments to all of the sections so far. So I'm going to select from the drop-down menu that yes, I have completed all of the sections so far. I have added comments in all of the areas as necessary. So I will now hit save and continue. In this area, you have the option to add supporting documents to go along with your self-assessment. Examples of evidence that you might want to attach here would be PDFs of articles that you have had published in scholarly journals over the past year, or perhaps you want to include the outline for a new course that you created. To add evidence, click from the drop-down menu, Add Evidence. For evidence text, you can just put briefly what the evidence is that you're adding. In this case, I'm going to say that I'm adding an unofficial transcript to support my own professional development. So select my competency, and I can select professional development. You do have the option if one of your pieces of evidence supports multiple categories. You can check and uncheck multiple as needed. Now, this time around, I'm going to choose my file using the File Explorer option. I'm going to attach that unofficial transcript, and I can see here that the transcript is attached. If I accidentally attach the wrong file, I do have the option to hit the X and to attach the correct file. And now I will hit Add Evidence. I can see here the evidence has been added. And now I'm going to hit Save and Continue. The next step in the self-assessment is to review your progress or completion of goals. At this point in time, if you have not added your 2018-2019 goals to Cornerstone, you will need to save and exit, follow the instructions to add goals to Cornerstone, and then come back to this window. Because I have already added my 2018-2019 goals to the system, I can hit Select Goals, and I can then add them to the system. So these are the goals that I agreed upon in 2017-2018 for completion in 2018 and 2019. The first was to volunteer at All College Day 2018, and I will say that I did accomplish this goal. The second is to complete 9 hours of PhD coursework, and I'm going to say that I partially accomplished this goal because I completed 6 hours of PhD coursework. And now I'm going to hit Save and Continue. The very last portion of the faculty self-assessment is to create goals for the new year. If you and your associate dean or director will be working on goals together, then you can simply create a placeholder. I'm going to go ahead and create one goal by myself. The dates have already populated and they are correct. And then I'm going to select from the perspectives, professional development. It's a good idea at this point in time to save and exit. Give yourself 24, 48, or 72 hours to think about it, to make any changes that you might need to. Keep in mind that once you submit your self-assessment, you cannot make changes. The self-assessment is now complete. It will be routed to my associate dean or director for their review as they begin the performance appraisal.